Hello, everyone. So today I'm happy to announce that I went out and got me a Fitbit Surge. I bought it 2 days ago because I kind of wanted to do it after I've got it set up, used it for a little bit, and here I am after I did a couple runs with it and a couple of days at work with it, and it's been great. First thing though, Deadpool has just been released on Vudu before you can buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. Just want to let you know because I love that movie recently, and you can go ahead and buy it on there. It's $15 actually for the movie and special features, outtakes and things like that. There's like a big list of them actually on there, so you can actually go ahead and watch it before it comes out. I think next Tuesday, I want to say. That's a great thing. So I'm actually going to do this video in kind of two parts. One about this, and then why I bought it. Okay, so let's start off. So we got the Fitbit Surge. So this is the top of the line Fitbit that they sell. They don't make anything higher than this. They have stuff that's newer, so they may have a couple different features here and there or a better look, but this has actually the most features in it out of all of them. It's a smartwatch. You get call readings as well as text messages on there. You can't send anything out from the watch, but you can read them, and you can read a couple of them in a row. So like if you get a bunch of them, you'll get a bunch of them on there. The heart rate monitor, that's a cool thing. They'll let you know how good of a workout you're doing, if you're pushing yourself enough or not enough, or if you need to bring it down. Then the GPS tracking, that's really what set this one apart, is because it will tell you where exactly you ran. It's a lot more accurate than just basing it off of steps, and it'll also give you a map. So if you're doing what I'm doing, which is prepping for a marathon, it's a lot more accurate because you're probably not going to be running on a exact track. And then next thing I'm going to go into is the size. They make a small, large, and extra large. Small and large are the most common. Extra large normally you have to order. Most people probably fit large though. If you go online, and there's the watch, they have this printout here. So they say a band size of 5.5 inches, a 6.3 is small, large is 6.3 to 7.8, extra large 7.8 to 8.9. Then it gives you instructions to basically go ahead and cut this out and wrap that around your wrist with the arrow on the top side, and it will end up pointing at small, large, or extra large. Oop, my fan's running. And that'll basically tell you what size. I have actually a really small wrist for a guy. I actually even have to wear a women's size wedding band because they don't make one small enough. That's how small my hands and wrists are. And the large fits me good. So for most guys, it's probably going to be large or extra large, unless you're having to be pretty young or really fit and really thin. That may be your small. Jesus, what is up with my animals? Everything's going nuts. Okay. So then on the back, it kind of goes over everything. There we go. So same thing again, GPS tracking, continuous heart rate, smartwatch notifications, all the activity, so it will count your steps, distance, calories, floors climbed, and it will do your heart rate all day long. Multi-sport, so it does a lot of different workouts on there. The Garmin version of this actually has a lot more stuff built into it. So if you're a pretty serious person with sports, the Garmin's probably a better option. But for the everyday Joe, someone who doesn't really work out but needs to start working out, this may work out pretty well. Syncs wirelessly with smartphones and computers. That's the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, mobile online tools, so all their apps basically, and so forth. All right, so that's pretty much everything on there. Oh, and then the other thing, I wish they would have put a bullet point on this, but it does do music control. Sleep quality's there. There's silent alarms. There's some things you can customize with the watch faces. It is water resistant though. It is not waterproof. So if you'd like to go swimming, the Garmin is actually waterproof up to 50 meters, I believe. So a much better option for there. The Garmin's pretty much anything that this doesn't have, you pretty much just want to go buy the Garmin. They're just now getting out their version with a heart rate monitor built into it. which is those green flashing lights. Otherwise, you have to have a separate piece, but it seems to be almost all better around, minus that the Fitbit. They say that the app supports better on the Fitbit. It's more user-friendly. Pretty much the everyday person gets it better, but the Garmin kind of does a little bit more. So, silent alarm vibrates. Sun's rising. So are you. Dedication doesn't take the day off, and competition never sleeps. Shoes on, head down, heart rate up, notifications buzz, but you're already answering the call of the payment. New route, new rules, new stats on display. Your pulse is on performance. Big hill, big deal. Elevation is motivation, and every moment counts when you're striving to be the best. Don't just start, surge. Now, the only thing I have to say is the head down part, that really sucks for running. I'll get into that in a little bit. But basically, it comes in this nice little package. It's got a really nice material for the box. Has a bunch of these little pull tabs. Comes with a little wireless dongle that plugs into the computer, the charging cable. It does not come with a AC power adapter though, so you have to use one with a phone or charge it on a computer. That's probably my only thing I wish it came with, but I have so many of them, it's just like, okay, whatever. Battery life isn't too bad. I think it says up to 5 days without GPS, and then they say up to 10 hours, but I think a lot of people are getting around 5 when you're using GPS. So I mean, if you're doing like a whole marathon at a time, 5 hours is a good amount. Like I'm aiming to try and get to 3 hours, which is a big push, but I got a year to train, so hopefully I can get there. So this is the watch. 3 buttons, 2 on the side, and then 1 on this side. This 1 on the side here, that's the home or action button. That's what you're going to be primarily pressing. So when I press that, it brings up the different menus. See if it can focus. That says run. There it is. And I can slide over exercise, timer. My wife's texting me. Alarms, settings, and so forth. And then there, it actually reads what my wife said, and it says, "Hi baby, I'm leaving Sarasota now, heading to Breeze to get my car." Yeah, she's out shopping, and I can actually go through a bunch of other texts that I have throughout the day. As you can see, pretty much my wife is my life. Okay, then I press that button to go back, and then it goes back to time. If I double tap, it brings up my music. So basically it tells me what's playing. I can play and pause and go to the next track. I can't really do too much with it, but for running purposes, it does the job. Then when I click on run, it lets me do free run, treadmill, lap run. Is it just those 3? Yep, just those 3. And you'll notice that one has a heart, which means it's doing my heart rate. And the other one has that little antenna, which is the symbol for the GPS, and then the heart rate. So it does both. So that lets you know when you're using heart rate and when you're not. Now if I go to exercises, I can do hike, weights, elliptical, spinning, yoga, workout, and back to hike. So it kind of gives you different things to choose from. Timer, just a normal timer. Alarms, I can go and look at the alarms I have synced up. The alarms you can't set from the watch, you have to set from the app, but it lets me turn them on and off as needed. I'm a very heavy sleeper, I'm going to say, and I've slept through every single one of these. It vibrates. I've felt it vibrate when I've tested it, but I've never been able to use this. So if you're a heavy sleeper, you gotta try something else, because this doesn't work for me. I slept through every single one of them. And settings, you can turn on and off Bluetooth, on and off, a bunch of other settings, and you can also turn it off in there. So if you're not using it at the moment, you can go ahead and go in there and turn it off. And then the battery indicator in the top. It does have a backlight, but it's not very strong. During the day, you can see this no problem, which helps with the battery life, of course. And then at night, I notice it is strong enough to let me see it. I haven't tried it in like any dust, but most of the time I've been able to see it no problem. And that's pretty much it on this. I decided to buy this because my wife's been wanting one, and I've been thinking about getting one mostly for the silent alarm. Sadly, that doesn't work, but me and my wife finally figured out something I can do to wake up since we have different sleep patterns that doesn't bother her as much. And all that chewing is Duke over here chowing down on his dinner. Yep, you. But I decided to buy it because I'm getting older. I know this thing. I'm not as nimble as I used to be. For instance, I graduated high school at 95 pounds, graduated my university at 135, and now actually a couple weeks ago I was 170, now I'm down to 160, and I'm going to try to get back down to 150. I think that'll be it, depending on how I feel. Because I noticed I started running again. When I left high school, I ran track. I could do a mile in about 5 minutes. I think it was just under 5 minutes was my best time. And now I'm in the high 7s, low 8s. So just trying to get back into that. And I'm actually going to go and try and run one of the Disney marathons coming up in, I believe, about a year I have till the next one shows up. They just came out with where you can buy the passes. It's like $100 and something for the Disney one. But you know what? I get to run through all the parks sadly early in the morning, starting at like 4:30 in the morning. But I think that'd be a cool experience. I really like Disney just in general. So just running through all the parks, I think that'd be a fun thing to do. 'Cause I believe it's coming up in February, and right now it is the end of April. So next year actually is when it's going to be. But I'll do some other races in between. But right now I'm just focusing on getting in better shape, trying to eat a little better, and just keeping going on with that. However, the one thing I gotta say with this is buying this won't do the job for you. It's just like buying tools, screwdriver. If you need to fix something, you gotta pick up the tool and do something. Buying the tool isn't gonna fix it. So when you buy this, you gotta be like, okay, I'd say the first thing you should do is buy it, start using it, but don't change anything in your life. Don't try to run more, don't try to get out more. See what your current day-to-day is. And then you're like, okay, that's what my day-to-day is. Let's try and double the exercise, lessen on the food, lessen on the type of food, sorry. Do whatever you can to kind of minimize calories and maximize exercise. And that's really where you're gonna find a big benefit with this. Then you have all the awards and everything that shows up on the app. It's really a cool device and interactive. I really enjoy it. And I am running out of time with what's left on my phone. But I love it so far. If you wanted something if let's say you're really active, you golf a lot, you swim a lot, don't buy this. Go buy the Garmin. You'll probably be happier with it. This is a lot more fun, especially if you have a lot of people that use Fitbit, because then you can say, oh, I did this, and then they did that, and it can be kind of like a competition or from this family going back and forth, a lot of different things. But it's a fun little watch. If you have any questions about it, let me know. There's really a lot that the watch does, so I could see where people could run into issues with it. But most questions have been answered on